The US military, often described as the world's most advanced fighting force, faces a perplexing challenge, balancing its own financial records. Despite an annual budget of $740 billion, the Pentagon has consistently failed to pass an audit. This raises critical questions about fiscal management and its implication for national security. In this video, we examine the intricate financial landscape of the Pentagon. We explore how outdated systems, accountability issues, and a complex network of contractors contribute to this fiscal conundrum. Our analysis will reveal the broader implications of these financial challenges, shedding light on their potential impact on military readiness and strategic capabilities. The Pentagon's financial labyrinth. Imagine a financial labyrinth so vast and convoluted that even the world's most powerful military struggles to navigate it. This is the reality of the Pentagon's accounting system, where the concept of accounting adjustments masks a staggering scale of financial confusion. The Pentagon's budget spans multiple branches and agencies, with Congress allocating hundreds of billions of dollars annually to the Department of Defense. However, tracking the distribution and expenditure of these funds has proven to be an insurmountable challenge. Since its inception, the Department of Defense has never passed a comprehensive audit, a systematic failure that has persisted for decades. The reasons behind this failure are multifaceted, encompassing outdated financial systems and a bureaucratic culture resistant to change. Tracking funds across the military's numerous branches and agencies is akin to following a constantly shifting river, with fragmented and often incompatible financial systems creating a perfect storm for accounting errors and mismanagement. The Pentagon's IT infrastructure compounds these issues, with many systems dating back to the 1970s and ill-equipped to handle modern financial tracking needs. Attempts to modernize have often resulted in costly failures, exacerbating the problem and hindering efforts to bring clarity to the department's finances. The true scale of this financial mismanagement becomes apparent when examining the numbers.
The Pentagon, meanwhile, failing its seventh audit in a row, Congresswoman. They're unable to account for nearly $830 billion budget.
In 2019, the Pentagon made a staggering $35 trillion in accounting adjustments, representing repeated movements of money between accounts to create the appearance of balanced books. This figure, larger than the entire US economy, illustrates the depth of the Pentagon's accounting challenges. These astronomical figures are not mere abstractions on a balance sheet. They have tangible implications that extend far beyond the walls of the Pentagon, impacting military readiness, national security, and global geopolitics. The consequences of this financial chaos ripple through every aspect of the Department of Defense's operations, creating vulnerabilities and inefficiencies that demand urgent attention and resolution. The hidden costs of fiscal chaos. The Pentagon's financial woes extend far beyond mere accounting errors, revealing a systematic issue of price inflation in military contracts. A stark example is an oil pressure switch, purchased by NASA for $328, but sold to the Pentagon for $10,000. This price disparity reflects a broader pattern of inflated costs across military equipment and components. The root of this problem lies in the consolidation of the defense industry. Since 1993, the number of major defense contractors has shrunk from 51 to just 5 giants. This consolidation has created a monopolistic environment, leading to astronomical price increases. The Stinger missile, which cost $25,000 in 1991, now exceeds $400,000, an increase that surpasses standard inflation rates. This pricing issue is further exemplified by the Patriot weapon system. A review revealed that Lockheed Martin and Boeing were overcharging the Pentagon and its allies by hundreds of millions of dollars for PAC-3 missiles. Their profit margins approached 40%, far exceeding the industry norm of 12 to 15. The consequences of these inflated prices are tangible and severe. Apache helicopters have been grounded due to exorbitant costs for crucial components. In one case, a specific valve saw a price hike of $747, a nearly 40% price increase that a Pentagon report described as extortion. Compounding this issue is the Pentagon's diminished oversight capacity. The number of personnel responsible for negotiating and overseeing defense contracts has been cut by over 50%, creating an environment ripe for unchecked spending and lack of accountability. This financial mismanagement directly impacts military readiness and operational effectiveness. The implications extend beyond balance sheets, affecting America's national security and global standing. As we'll explore next, these fiscal irregularities not only weaken military capabilities, but also have far-reaching consequences for the nation's geopolitical position. A legacy of failed reforms. The Pentagon's financial management has been a persistent challenge for decades, with the Department of Defense failing to pass a comprehensive audit since the Chief Financial Officers Act of 1990 mandated annual audits for all federal agencies. This ongoing struggle has led to numerous reform attempts, each aimed at addressing the complex issues within the military's fiscal systems. In 2021, lawmakers introduced the Audit the Pentagon Act, proposing a 1% budget forfeiture for any part of the Department of Defense failing to pass a clean audit. This initiative highlights the urgency for accountability, but also reveals the deep-rooted resistance to change within the military-industrial complex. The role of Congress in addressing these issues is multifaceted, with some lawmakers pushing for greater accountability, while others hesitate to impose strict penalties, fearing accusations for being soft on national security. The sheer size and complexity of the Pentagon present significant obstacles to reform. Outdated financial systems and the vast scale of operations complicate the auditing process. Pentagon leadership has acknowledged that achieving a clean audit may not happen until at least the 2028 financial year, underscoring the depth of the problem. Despite these challenges, there are signs of progress. Recent reform efforts have reportedly resulted in $37 billion in savings from 2017 to 2021. However, material weaknesses in financial management persist, as evidenced by a warehouse containing $126 million in unaccounted aircraft parts. This striking example illustrates the ongoing lack of internal financial controls and the potential impact on military readiness and effectiveness. The implications of these financial issues extend far beyond balance sheets, raising serious questions about the Pentagon's ability to effectively manage its vast resources. As we consider the broader consequences, it becomes clear that fiscal management could potentially impact America's global military posture and national security strategy. The next section will explore these implications in greater detail, examining how financial weaknesses may influence the United States' ability to respond to emerging threats and maintain its strategic advantages on the world stage. Global consequences of fiscal management. In the global arena of power dynamics, the Pentagon's financial mismanagement poses significant risks to America's international standing. The ramifications of this fiscal chaos extend far beyond internal bookkeeping, potentially eroding U.S. military effectiveness and diplomatic leverage worldwide. The Department of Defense's budget, exceeding the combined military spending of the next 10 countries, has long positioned the United States as the world's dominant military force. However, the persistent inability to account for vast sums raises critical questions about the efficiency of this massive expenditure and its impact on global power dynamics. This financial disarray could substantially weaken U.S. military capabilities. The loss of billions of dollars translates directly into compromised combat readiness and delayed technological advancements, potentially ceding strategic advantages to rival nations. This vulnerability becomes even more pronounced in the context of a consolidated defense industry, where inflated prices for crucial military equipment further strain resources. The financial weakness within the Pentagon presents a strategic opportunity for adversaries. Foreign powers could exploit these vulnerabilities to gain advantages, either through economic manipulation or by accelerating their own military technology development. For instance, rival nations might focus on developing cutting-edge technologies in areas where the US funding has been misallocated or poorly managed, potentially shifting the balance of military power. On the diplomatic front, the lack of fiscal accountability undermines US credibility. Allies may question the reliability of American military commitments, while adversaries might perceive a weakened military posture. This erosion of trust could reshape international alliances and America's ability to project power globally. For example, NATO partners might hesitate to increase their own defense spending if they perceive inefficiencies in US military expenditure, potentially weakening the alliance's collective defense capabilities. Addressing these financial management issues is crucial for fortifying America's global position. Improved financial controls and transparency would not only enhance military readiness, but also restore confidence among international partners. As global power dynamics continue to shift, the United States' ability to maintain its military supremacy will depend on responsible, efficient management of its vast defense resources. As we conclude our exploration of Pentagon finances, it's clear that addressing fiscal management is critical for national security. The audit of the Pentagon in 2021, proposing a 1% budget forfeiture for components failing to pass a clean audit, exemplifies the urgency for reform. Citizens play a vital role in demanding transparency and efficiency in military spending. By engaging with representatives and supporting accountability initiatives, we can drive meaningful change in how defense resources are managed. The magnitude of financial discrepancies within the Department of Defense underscores the pressing need for action. The future of the US military power depends on responsible stewardship of its vast resources. As we look ahead, the question remains, can America maintain its global military effectiveness while simultaneously addressing its internal financial challenges? The answer may well determine the nation's strategic position in the years to come.